In a world where division seems to grow, the differences between American political parties are more evident than ever. We explore 20 head-to-head differences between Democrats and Republicans. Their ideologies shape policies impacting healthcare, education, foreign policy, and social justice. Join us to understand the diverse perspectives shaping our nation. At the heart of the Democratic and Republican divide lies their core ideologies. Democrats advocate for social change and greater government involvement in the economy. Republicans emphasize individual responsibility and limited government intervention. This often leads to policies promoting deregulation, tax cuts, and traditional values. Understanding these ideologies is crucial to grasping their policy motivations. Healthcare is a major point of contention between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support universal healthcare, pushing for Medicare for all, or the Affordable Care Act. Republicans advocate for a market-driven approach, favoring private health insurance. This contrast in healthcare philosophies reflects broader differences in views on government's role. When it comes to climate change, Democrats and Republicans have different approaches. Democrats see climate change as a crisis needing urgent action, pushing for renewable energy. Republicans support traditional energy sources like oil and coal, citing economic growth and energy independence. This division on climate policy shows the broader ideological split between the parties. Immigration policy is a major area where Democrats and Republicans diverge. Democrats support inclusive policies, pathways to citizenship, and DACA protections. Republicans advocate stricter laws and stronger border security, emphasizing job protection and national security. These perspectives reflect broader themes of inclusivity versus security. Education policy reveals key differences between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support robust public education funding and accessible higher education. Republicans favor school choice, charter schools, and tax credits for private education. These views highlight the parties' broader differences in public services and individual choice. Social justice highlights the divide between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats push for policies addressing systemic inequality and support movements like Black Lives Matter. Republicans emphasize law and order, prioritizing safety and police support. These stances reflect broader ideological divides. Abortion is a deeply polarizing issue, dividing Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support a woman's right to choose and access to safe, legal abortions. Republicans, in contrast, oppose abortion, advocating for pro-life policies. This disagreement reflects broader differences in views on individual rights and moral values. Tax policy is an area where Democrats and Republicans differ fundamentally. Democrats favor higher taxes on the wealthy to fund social programs. Republicans advocate for tax cuts, especially for businesses and high-income earners. These approaches reflect broader ideological differences. Foreign policy is an area where Democrats and Republicans often diverge. Democrats support diplomacy and international cooperation, favoring alliances like NATO. Republicans emphasize a strong military and prioritize national interests. These differing approaches highlight the broader ideological divide between the parties. Gun control is a contentious issue, highlighting the divide between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support stricter gun laws to prevent mass shootings and reduce gun violence. Republicans advocate for the Second Amendment, believing in minimal government interference. These views reflect broader ideological divides. Religion in politics is an area where Democrats and Republicans differ. Democrats advocate for church-state separation, supporting all faiths and religious freedom. Republicans embrace religious values in policy with a strong Christian conservative base. These views highlight broader ideological divides. Labor rights are a significant difference between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support labor unions and workers' rights, pushing for better wages, benefits, and conditions. Republicans favor business-friendly policies, often opposing union power and promoting free market solutions. These views reflect broader ideological divides. Environmental regulation is a key area where Democrats and Republicans diverge. Democrats favor stricter regulations to combat pollution and protect public lands. Republicans prefer reducing regulatory burdens on businesses, focusing on economic growth. These differing views reflect broader ideological divides. Family values are another area where Democrats and Republicans differ. Democrats support policies protecting diverse family structures, including same-sex marriage and LGBTQ+ parental rights. Republicans emphasize traditional family values, advocating for heterosexual marriage and family units. These differing views highlight broader ideological divides. The role of government is a key point of contention between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats believe in a more active government regulating the economy and addressing social issues. Republicans, in contrast, believe government should be limited, with individuals and businesses taking more responsibility. These differing views reflect broader ideological divides. The judiciary is an area where Democrats and Republicans differ. Democrats support nominees who advocate progressive policies and see the Constitution as a living document. Republicans nominate judges who interpret the Constitution conservatively. These views reflect broader ideological divides. Defense spending is a key area where Democrats and Republicans differ. Republicans advocate for increased defense spending and a strong military presence. Democrats emphasize diplomacy and international collaboration as the first line of defense. These views highlight broader ideological divides. Social welfare programs are another area where Democrats and Republicans diverge. Democrats support expansive social safety nets, including unemployment benefits, food assistance, and healthcare subsidies. Republicans, in contrast, advocate for reducing welfare programs, believing in personal responsibility and self-sufficiency. These views on social welfare reflect broader ideological divides. Voting rights are a critical area of difference between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats support expanding access to voting with early voting, mail-in ballots, and automatic voter registration. Republicans focus on voter ID laws and election security, citing concerns over voter fraud and electoral integrity. These views highlight broader ideological divides. National identity is an area where Democrats and Republicans often differ. Democrats embrace a multicultural view, celebrating diversity and inclusion. Republicans emphasize American exceptionalism, focusing on patriotism and traditional values. These views reflect broader ideological divides. Despite their differences, both parties share a goal: a stronger, better America. Understanding these differences is the first step to bridging the divide. What do you believe is the best path forward? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts.